What's up, guys? So as we know, update 1.1.4 is dropping today. They actually just dropped the patch notes right here, and we're going to be going over it. We have a long list of stuff to go through, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But first up, let's go strikes. Looks like Nightfall strike unique rewards, bless the Lord. Possible rewards include legendary weapons and exotic accessories. That's kind of cool. Drop rates increase in likelihood based on score thresholds. Strike repetition reduction. Players, yeah, okay, basically you won't get the same strike back to back. Challenge card, increase the power cap from 40 to 45 so you can get the multiplier higher. And looks like they fixed a bunch of issues here. I don't want to go over those things because I think they had those in the previous patch notes, but let's look at this other exotic repetition reduction. Basically, like, it'll like kind of help stop from getting back-to-back exotics the same, like especially when it comes to engrams. And then fix an issue where some emblems were not displaying what statistic they track. I haven't actually had that problem. Looks like Prometheus lens correctly appears in the exotic weapon collection for players who acquired the item from Zur without owning Curse of Osiris. Reduce interaction time for patrol beacon from 3 seconds to 1 second, and then fix an issue where applying or previewing a shader item will return players to the top of the page of the shader inventory. Good, because that stuff was super annoying. Now let's get into the good gritty stuff. The Sandbox. Yes, I am ready to read these things. All right, moving on. Pulse rifles increase PvE damage for all pulses by 16%. Yo, Nightshade with kill clip is going to destroy. Increased rate of fire for adaptive and high impact pulse rifles. Good, going to be a little more usable, I would say. Adaptive from 360 to 390. Yo, okay, inaugural address is about to be a lot better. High impact from 320 to 340, so it's almost going to be like the adaptive frame one, so it's going to have a little, they have the percentage increase right here, but increased base damage for adaptive, high impact, and rapid fire pulses. Adaptive from 14.5 to 16, high impact from 16 to 18, and then rapid fire from 12 to 12.5. So all pulse rifles are getting buffed all around. Increased precision multiplier for lightweight pulses from 1.5 to 1.6, and then decrease the precision multiplier for adaptive pulse rifles from 1.55 to 1.475. Design note, this keeps precision damage close to where it is now when you factor in the base damage and the rate of fire buffs above. This puts most of the buff into body shots, but in the end, this will still increase precision damage overall. Good, because pulses are that thing, especially in Destiny 1, that was between a scout rifle and an auto rifle. Auto rifles didn't have a lot of range. Scouts had a lot of range, like weren't good up close. Pulses were kind of in the middle, and I'm glad that's where they're kind of putting them right here. Scout rifles, they don't have a lot. Increased PvE damage for all scout rifles by 15%. Increased base damage for high impact scouts from 37 to 40, so there's an 8.1% increase of base damage. Bless the Lord. Moving on to hand cannons, this is some good stuff. I'm ready to hear this. Increased PvE damage for all hand cannons by 15%. Better Devils is going to be even better now. Precision hand cannons deal 0.15 times more precision damage, increasing from 1.5 to 1.6. And then it looks like increased hipfire accuracy when using controllers on console and PC by 33%. Yo, increased ADS accuracy when using controllers on console and PC by 25%. So hand cannons are going to feel a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Handling speed maybe increased? I don't know, but they're going to perform a lot better. Next up, sidearms. Increased PvE damage for all sidearms, 50%. Increased hipfire accuracy reduced to 20%. Good, because some sidearms need that. Increased ADS accuracy, reduced cone by 12%. Increased inventory, allowing more reserve ammo to be stored. Increased range fall off start by 1 meter. Oh, so increases the range. Oh, okay, so you can't map people with the last hope. Well, it's only 1 meter, so increase ADS movement speed. So you'll be able to move faster while you're actually aiming down the sight. That's good. Some machine guns. Increase PvE damage for all some machine guns by 10%. Set optics to 1.3 times of what it is now, so you're going to be able to zoom in farther. And then increased inventory, allowing more reserve ammo to be stored. Linear fusions, like the most underrated weapons. Increase PvE damage for all linear fusions by 50%. These things are about to destroy. Increased aim assist and decreased flinch multiplier. Oh, so like if we get flinch, you still have a chance to smack that headshot. Shotguns. Increased PvE damage for all shotguns by 35%. Increased inventory, so you're gonna have more shotgun ammo. And then increased aim assist on Suros precision shotguns. Good, because half the time I can't even hit a headshot with those things. Next, sniper rifles. Yes, I'm ready to bring snipers back. Increased PvE damage by 20% for yellow bar enemies and by 40% for red bar. And what the heck? Okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. It's kind of weird that I made it that specific. Increased precision damage, which now scales with the weapon's rate of fire. Change from 2.5 for everything to 3.0 at the lowest rate of fire up to 3.5 at the highest rate of fire. Okay. Increased aim assist. Good. We definitely need that. Increased inventory line for more reserve ammo. Grenade launchers. Increased blast radius. Okay. Drum-fed grenade launchers get what? A 0.5 meter? Oh, for the blast radius. Okay. And then one-shot grenades have a 1 meter explosion. So you get like way bigger explosion. Okay. Mida Mini Tool, that's pretty specific. Decrease the Mida Mini Tool's optics to match other submachine guns. Prevent the stacking of lightweight and the Mida Mini Tool's lightweight perks. Adjusted player movement speed to match with the Mida Multi-Tool. Okay. Next, auto rifles. Decrease range by 10, by 10 for all precision auto rifles. Good. Decrease aim assist for all precision auto rifles. Good. Like, I'm sorry, but auto rifles shouldn't be able to shoot farther than a scout rifle, and that's how it should be. Like, if I wanted to use a freaking like scout rifle, I'm going to be using a scout rifle for those long range engagements like the Mida. But for auto rifles, they're more of like, they're more up close. They're more up close weapons. That's how it was in Destiny 1. Like, and you're like, well, David, they shouldn't have changed that. Well, guess what? I'm tired of people using Uriels and mapping me with Uriels. It's kind of annoying. So, moving on to perks. Scaled up PvE damage for the following perks. High impact reserves. So from 1.12 to 1.3. Okay. Kill clip from 1.33 to 1.53. An increase of 15%. Oh my goodness, for PvE. And then rampage was at 1.33 at 3 stacks to 1.65 at 3 stacks. Also increased duration from 3 seconds to 3.5. Okay. They should have increased it to like 4. Because half the time I'm using Rampage in PvP, and it doesn't even last that long. But, okay, whatever. Dragonfly, yeah, buff damage from 50 to 65%, so it's a 30% increase. And then plus 30 additional damage against combatants, blessed. Updated effects, so it's going to be cooler. I don't know, but that's really cool that they buffed Dragonfly. I know I use plenty of guns like the Conspirator, what is that, like Future Roll Call, Omelon Pulse Rifle, the Heart of Time has Dragonfly on it. I'm glad they improved it. Explosive rounds, decrease PvE explosive rounds damage multiplier by 15%, then increase PvE damage for the base weapons to compensate for this decrease. Okay, I can see why they did that. And then Grave Robber reloads 50% of the magazine instead of 30. Good. That's good, especially for people that play extremely aggressive, like myself. Time Payload, which is the only gun that has this, the Future Roll Call hand cannon, splits damage 55-45 explosive direct instead of previous split, which was more direct damage. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Like, obviously, like explosive rounds, like the explosive does most of it, so I can see why they kind of changed it. Abilities, here we go, talking about like all the supers and abilities and all that good jazz. Increase super regeneration rate from 6 minutes and 40 seconds to 5 minutes. Good. Don't have to waste another minute and 40 seconds. The output of every increment of the mobility stat from 2 to 10 has been increased, allowing for a significant boost in player speed. Vanishing step, invisibility upon dodging, and vanish in smoke. Oh, good. We get to talk about invis. Dodging remains unchanged and still breaks both aim assist and projectile tracking for the duration of the actual dodge. The invisibility granted by vanishing step no longer breaks aim assist or projectile tracking in PvP. Good, because I want to be able to kill people who are invis, because Night Stalkers are annoying. It's unchanged in PvE. Increase the duration of invisibility granted by vanishing step by 1 second, and then increase the duration of smoke bomb invisibility by 1 second. Well, if they increase it by 1 second, I'm hoping the aim assist is hard, because I want to know where they are, because half the time I'm trying to aim and like won't even stick. Okay, increase the movement speed of melee supers, Fist of Havoc, Sentinel Shield, and Arc Staff. While these supers are active, sprint speed is automatically set to the fastest possible sprint speed. No additional perks needed. Characters automatically sprint when you request forward movement. Good. Increase movement acceleration to reach max speed almost instantly. Good. Because I'm tired of popping my arc staff and then everybody runs away. Like, that's super annoying. Titan. All right. Increase the distance the player travels with an untargeted airborne shoulder charge attack, so shield bash, seismic strike, and hammer strike, back to 4.5 meters. So you can actually use it as a dodge now, which is good. Lift, strafe lift, increase the top speed of strafe lift. Good, because that's the one I use. Catapult lift, increase the initial horizontal acceleration gained from activating catapult lift, and increase the amount of time catapult lift can be active to allow for more control. Okay, that doesn't bother me. I don't use that one that much. Hunter, the Arc Staff. Alright, increase the speed of Arc Staff dodge animations. Good, because I feel super slow. Increase the speed of all Arc Staff attack animations. Good. Again, I feel super slow. For Arc Staff super cast animation and the Arc Staff melee attacks, reduce the amount of time you're locked in the animations before you can move or attack. Good. Because I've seen people like pop it and then they get freaking mowed down by Legend of Acarius. Like, that's super annoying. Increased the AoE damage of the Arc Staff attacks. That's good, because I'm tired of trying to get up on people and then a Striker Titan just comes out of like behind me because he's crouching and then kills me. So I'm glad we can have those things. Next, we'll go over the Warlock Glide. Overall, increase the initial extension of vertical speed gained from activating Glide to allow for quick on-demand bursts of speed. Good. That's what Glide's supposed to be. Okay, Strafe Glide. Increase the top speed of Strafe Glide. Greatly increased the horizontal acceleration of Strafe Glide to allow for more in-air maneuverability. Increase Strafe Glide's max height to match other vertical movements. Okay, Burst Glide. Greatly increase the top speed of Burst Glide higher than Strafe Glide's top speed. Good, because everybody I know use Burst Glide. Balance Glide. Recalibrated Balance Glide to gain some of the added speed from Burst Glide and some of the added horizontal acceleration of Strafe Glide. So design note, our intent is for Balance Glide to have some of the properties of both Burst and Strafe without being as potent as either version. So if you want to use Balance Glide, it's kind of in the middle between the Burst and the Strafe. But as a Warlock, I highly recommend going with Burst. Dawn Blade. Decrease the cost of throwing sword projectiles with the Daybreak super line for one additional throw. Good, because I feel like I waste half my Dawn Blade things. Alright, increase the super duration extension gained from the Everlasting Flames perk around 20%. That's pretty good. The buff granted by Swift Strike, which is on the Attunement of Sky melee ability, now removes all in-air accuracy penalties while active. Good. Decrease the Icarus dash cooldown from 10 seconds to 6 seconds. Yes, basically Twilight Garrison. Increase the grenade and melee energy that Heat Rises give you per kill from 10 to 16%. Good. I want my abilities back faster. Fix an issue where players could throw infinite number of supers of Nova Bombs in Mayhem. Good. That was super annoying. If any of you played Mayhem a while back, it was super annoying. Mods that affect ability regen rates, like grenades, melee class abilities, have now increased output, so 16% per mod, and now they cap at 3 mods at 50%. So if you have 3 grenade mods, you get your grenade back like twice as fast. So yeah. Moving on, looks like we have Crucible weekly feature playlist, which is Rumble, Mayhem, and Iron Banner. Each week we will rotate among Rumble, Mayhem, and Iron Banner playlists in the Crucible, and then Crucible repetition reduction, basically enabled repeat map protection for all the playlists, so you won't get the same map. I got like Radiant Clips 4 times the other day. Quitter penalties, yes. Incomplete matches in competitive Crucible playlists will now result in a warning or temporary 30-minute suspension from competitive and Osiris competitive playlists. So if you like go into a competitive and you quit, you can't play for 30 minutes in the Crucible. Sucks to suck. Added invisible physics and kill volumes to keep players inside the intended playable area on a number of maps. Okay. I could kind of see why, if any of you guys follow Bakken Gangster, he finds all these little glitches. Not even glitches, he just kind of like gets on top of the map and then drops down. Like, it's ridiculous, but I can see why they did it. Iron Banner now features 6v6, time limit is 12, scores 125 points, respawn time is 7 seconds, all control zones start off neutral. So in Iron Banner, it looks like they changed it to where it's like original Destiny. So additional Guardians, max of 3 in a zone, increase the capture speed. Emperor's Respite has been removed from the Iron Banner control playlist. That's kind of weird, but I'm not mad about it. I hate that map so much. Power ammo, reoccurring side crate respawn times reduced from 90 seconds to 45, so it's half, and initial side crate respawn times reduced to 90 to 30 seconds. So kind of glad that like the power ammo got cut in half basically, and then cut into like 2/3. So that's awesome. Crucible Crucible gameplay, ammo improvements, quick play, clash control supremacy match length has been extended to 10 minutes with score limits adjusted accordingly, and then all modes increased assist and kill credit time from 2 to 2.5 seconds. Increased super energy granted to players for both kills and assists. Players who are defeated while carrying power ammo will lose their power ammo and drop 50% of it on the ground as a brick. This brick is visible to players and anyone can pick it up. The brick expires after 30 seconds. The brick requires a full 0.25 second interaction instead of a passive walkover. So it looks like you actually need to physically pick it up. So anybody on your team can pick it up. Like, let's say you don't want it, you want to give your friend who has a rocket on it, you can give it to them. This interaction can be interrupted if the player takes damage. So just like with any other regular power ammo, if you take damage, you can't pick it up. Looks like changes to quick play, all modes. Match length has been extended 10 minutes and score limits adjusted. Yeah. Respawn time for all quick play game modes has gone down from 5 seconds to 2 seconds. Good. Recurring side crate respawn times reduced to 90 to 60 seconds. Neutral crates for Clash/Supremacy are unchanged. The player super display has been removed from the HUD, so you can't see anybody's supers now. Players can still access this information in the death screen and while in nav mode when their ghost is out. When the player super display remains unchanged in competitive. Alright. Moving on. Control reduced initial side crate power ammo spawn times from 60 to 30 seconds. Change the amounts of super energy players get for capturing zones. Players on the capturing team get slightly less than before. Players participating in the capture itself get 2 times that amount. Okay. Clash Supremacy. Initial side crate power ammo respawn times reduced from 90 to 60 seconds. Alright, moving on to competitive. Includes trials, so keep this in mind. All modes. Tracker is now turned off, so you won't have the little radar in the top left. Design note, this is to enable more flanking and expression of individual power. Good. Survival. Reduce reoccurring neutral crate respawn times from 75 to 45 seconds. Reduce respawn time to 7 seconds instead of... What is the respawn time for survival? I feel like it can be longer than 7 seconds. I don't know. Countdown. Reduce reoccurring side crate respawn times from 60 to 45. Lowered revive lockout time from 20 seconds to 7 seconds. Yeah, good. Because, like, nobody even revives in that, really. Like, it's basically search and destroy. But with this, it's kind of like... rescue and destroy. Is that the Call of Duty mode? I don't know what it's called. But players no longer lose revive tokens on death, so you can still pick somebody up. And then Crucible power ammo crates rockets, so you get 1 rocket now instead of 2. Bless, because rockets are overpowered. Drum-fed grenades stays at 4. Single shot grenade, you get 6 now instead of 4 because they're harder to use. Snipers get 6 shots. Shotguns get 5 instead of 4. Slug shotguns get 5 instead of 4. Fusions get 5. They always get 4 or 5 based on, like, what type of fusion you use. Warcliff stays at 1. Swords get 6 swings instead of, like, whatever, the 30% of total energy, so capped at 9. So you have a little less sword swings. Linear fusions, you have 4 shots. What is it? Capped at 6. Oh, it looks like you get less. The Prospector looks like 8 grenades now instead of 4. Legend of Accurates gets 4 instead of its 4. And then Tractor Cannon now gets 6 shots instead of 4. Colony stays at 4. The Darcy Sniper gets 8 shots instead of 6. And the Boreal Sniper gets 8 shots instead of 6 now. Alright guys, I know that was a lot of information there, and there's a lot of things to go over, and there's a lot of things to consider, especially when you're about to, like, hop into the Crucible and PvE activities. Like, there's a lot of weapons that get a lot of improvements, especially in PvE. There are a lot of weapons that get improvements and are going to be good for PvP as well. There's going to be a lot of subclasses, like the Dawnblade, that are about to come back and completely dominate, especially with, like, the new Burst Glide. Like, everybody's going to be able to move faster. This is the Go Fast update. Everything is faster, and I'm ready to play. Alright guys, if you enjoyed that video and want to know how to support me, there'll be a link below. It'll say best way to support me. I'll just take it to like a 4-minute vid. It's nothing too crazy. If you want to check that out, awesome. I'd very much appreciate it. But if you don't want to do it, you can always like and subscribe to the channel as well. And if you do those things, I'd very much appreciate it. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you next time.